Welcome to my channel, where you learn English through the most inspiring stories in the world. Today, you'll not only practice your English listening, but also learn the secrets of success from one of the greatest investors of all time, Warren Buffett. If you dream of becoming rich, let me tell you something important. 80% of the richest people in the world built their wealth on their own. They didn't wait for someone to hand them success. They worked for it, step by step. And Warren Buffett's story is a perfect example of this. He was not born rich. He didn't have connections or shortcuts, but today he's one of the wealthiest men in the world. And here's the best part. His life is full of lessons that anyone, yes, even you, can use to succeed. So, get ready. This isn't just a story. It's a guide for your own journey to success. And trust me, if you stay with me, you will walk away with knowledge that can change your life. Let's start from the very beginning. Warren Edward Buffett was born on August 30th, 1930, in a small town called Omaha, Nebraska. He was the second child of Howard Buffett, a stockbroker and politician, and his wife, Layla Buffett. Warren had two sisters, and they grew up in a small, modest house. Even as a child, Warren was different. While other kids were playing with toys, he was counting coins. By the age of 6, he had already discovered how money worked. One day, he walked to a grocery store near his house and bought a pack of chewing gum for 25 cents. He sold each piece for 5 cents, making a small profit. This was his first business. At 11 years old, Warren did something most adults don't even understand. He bought his first stock. It was a company called City Service, and he purchased 3 shares for $38 each. But soon, the stock's price fell to $27. Many people would panic, but Warren didn't. He waited. He believed in the power of patience. Finally, the stock rose to $40, and he sold it. But guess what happened next? The stock kept rising, first to $100, then to $200. This taught Warren an important lesson. Great things come to those who wait. From then on, Warren was unstoppable. He began exploring every way to make money. At 13, he started delivering newspapers. Every morning while the city was still asleep, Warren rode his bicycle through the streets, tossing newspapers onto doorsteps. He worked hard, saving every penny. By the time he was 16 years old, he had saved $300, an enormous amount at the time. But what did he do with this money? Did he spend it on games or clothes? No. Warren used it to buy a 40-acre farm and rented it to a farmer. Imagine this. At 16, Warren Buffett was already earning passive income like a professional investor. Warren wasn't just a businessman. He was a learner. He loved reading books about finance and business. One of his favorite books was 1,000 Ways to Make $1,000. This book opened his mind to the possibilities of wealth. He also had a love for numbers. At school, his classmates thought he was a math genius because he could calculate things faster than anyone else. But Warren wasn't just good with numbers. He was good at seeing opportunities. Warren's family played a big role in shaping who he became. His father, Howard, was his role model. Howard taught him the value of honesty, hard work, and responsibility. His mother, Layla, was strict but supportive. She wanted Warren to succeed and encouraged him to follow his dreams. But Warren's journey wasn't always easy. Sometimes he felt lonely because he was so different from other kids. While they were dreaming of becoming athletes or movie stars, Warren dreamed of building businesses. He once said, "I knew I was going to be rich. I never doubted it for a second." If you're listening to this and thinking, "I don't have much money," or "I don't know where to start," remember this. Warren Buffett started with almost nothing. He didn't have fancy gadgets, expensive clothes, or a rich family. All he had was a desire to learn and the courage to try. After graduating high school in 1947, Warren was only 17 years old, but he already knew what he wanted to do in life. He wanted to become rich through investing, but his father insisted that Warren attend college, so he enrolled at the University of Pennsylvania. However, Warren wasn't happy there. He thought many of the classes were boring and irrelevant. After 2 years, he transferred to the University of Nebraska, where he graduated with a degree in business at just 19 years old. Even though Warren was young, he was already miles ahead of others in terms of financial knowledge. While in college, he worked odd jobs and kept investing his savings in small ventures. By the time he graduated, Warren had saved around $10,000, a massive amount in those days. Warren wanted to learn from the best, so he applied to Harvard Business School. But to his surprise, he was rejected. Instead of giving up, Warren saw this as an opportunity. He discovered that one of his idols, Benjamin Graham, taught at Columbia University. Benjamin Graham was a famous investor and the author of the book, The Intelligent Investor. Graham believed in something called value investing, the idea of buying undervalued companies and waiting for their true value to be recognized. Warren was fascinated by this. At Columbia, Warren impressed Graham so much that he became one of his favorite students. Graham's lessons would shape Warren's investment philosophy for the rest of his life. He often said, "Investing is simple, but not easy." After finishing his studies at Columbia in 1951, Warren tried to work for Benjamin Graham's investment firm. But Graham turned him down, saying Warren didn't have enough experience. Again, Warren didn't give up. He returned to Omaha and started working as a stockbroker. During this time, Warren continued to study companies and investments. He spent hours reading annual reports, analyzing businesses, and looking for opportunities. In 1952, Warren married Susan Thompson, who became one of the most important people in his life. Warren's life wasn't just about money. He valued his family deeply and always made time for them, even when he was busy building his career. In 1954, Warren finally got the break he was waiting for. Benjamin Graham offered him a job at his investment firm in New York. Warren worked closely with Graham, learning everything he could about value investing. 2 years later, in 1956, Warren Buffett had returned to Omaha and started his investment partnership in 1956 with $105,000 from family and friends. From this small beginning, Warren began laying the foundation of the Berkshire Hathaway empire, a name that would later symbolize one of the greatest success stories in financial history. But his journey wasn't just about making money. It was about making the right decisions, staying consistent, and trusting the power of patience. One of Warren's early investments was in a struggling textile company called Berkshire Hathaway. In 1962, he noticed that the company's stock was undervalued and began purchasing shares. However, this wasn't an entirely smooth journey. When the owner of Berkshire Hathaway tried to lowball Warren in a buyout deal, Warren felt betrayed and decided to take control of the company out of principle. He soon realized that the textile business was declining and shifted the company's focus to investments. This decision transformed Berkshire Hathaway into a holding company that owns stakes in some of the world's biggest companies. It was no longer just a textile company. It became Warren's investment vehicle to grow his wealth and influence. Warren's strategy was simple. Find great companies, buy them at a reasonable price, and hold on to them for a long time. This strategy led him to invest in businesses like American Express, 1964, After a scandal caused the company's stock price to plummet, Warren saw an opportunity. He believed in the strength of the brand and invested heavily. Over time, the company recovered and became one of Warren's most successful investments. The Washington Post, 1973. Warren befriended Katharine Graham, the CEO of the Washington Post, and invested in the newspaper. His support helped the company grow, and it eventually became one of the most respected media outlets in the world. Coca-Cola, 1988. This was one of his boldest moves. Warren invested over $1 billion in Coca-Cola, a company he believed had unmatched brand loyalty. His faith in Coca-Cola paid off immensely, as it became a cornerstone of his portfolio. Warren observed that Coca-Cola wasn't just a beverage. It was a global brand tied to happiness and celebration. People drank it at birthdays, holidays, and even during moments of relaxation. Apple, 2016. For many years, Warren avoided technology stocks, claiming he didn't understand them. But in 2016, his perspective changed. He recognized that Apple wasn't just a tech company, it was a consumer products powerhouse with a loyal customer base. Under Tim Cook's leadership, Apple created products that became integral to people's lives, from the iPhone to the Apple Watch. Warren saw the value in Apple's ability to blend technology with simplicity, and Berkshire Hathaway began buying Apple shares. Today, Apple is Berkshire's largest investment, contributing to over 40% of the portfolio. This shift taught a critical lesson. Never stop learning and adapting. The world changes, and you must change with it. One of the most surprising things about Warren Buffett is how he runs his companies. He rarely holds meetings, doesn't micromanage, and communicates with his employees through annual letters. Warren believes in hiring talented managers and letting them do their jobs without interference. His philosophy is simple. I don't look for people to fail. I look for people who will succeed without me. This hands-off approach has allowed Berkshire Hathaway to own and operate dozens of companies, including Geico, Dairy Queen, Duracell, See's Candies, and more. Despite being one of the richest people in the world, Warren Buffett lives a life of simplicity. He still resides in the modest house he bought in 1958 for $31,500. He starts each day with breakfast from McDonald's, spending no more than $3.17 on his meal. Warren doesn't believe in upgrading his car or wardrobe often. He drives a used car and avoids extravagant purchases. He once joked, "My life would not improve with a bigger house or a nicer car." This frugal lifestyle is a testament to his belief that wealth should not be wasted on things that don't bring real value. Warren's personal life wasn't without its struggles. He deeply loved his wife, Susan Buffett, who played a significant role in his success. However, their relationship became complicated over time. In 1977, Susan moved to San Francisco to pursue her interests, but the couple never divorced. Despite living apart, they remained close, and Susan even introduced Warren to Astrid Menks, who would later become his second wife after Susan passed away in 2004. Astrid and Susan shared a unique bond, both caring for Warren in their own ways. Warren once said, "Marrying the right person is the most important decision you'll ever make." His life reflects the power of love, understanding, and adaptability. Warren and Bill Gates became close friends in the early 1990s. Their friendship was built on mutual respect and a shared passion for philanthropy. Together, they started the Giving Pledge, an initiative encouraging billionaires to donate the majority of their wealth to charitable causes. Warren himself has already given away more than $50 billion, making him one of the greatest philanthropists in history. He believes that wealth is a tool to improve society, not just a means for personal indulgence. Warren Buffett's routine is as disciplined as his investment strategy. He spends 80% of his day reading newspapers, books, and financial reports. He believes that knowledge compounds just like money, and he encourages everyone to develop a habit of continuous learning. Although he's not a fitness enthusiast, Warren keeps his mind sharp by staying curious and engaged. He once said, "The more you learn, the more you earn." What sets Warren Buffett apart is not just his wealth, but his values. He believes in long-term thinking, patience, and integrity. He never chases trends or gets swayed by public opinion. Instead, he focuses on businesses that he understands and trusts. Warren often says, "You don't need to be a genius to be a great investor. You just need discipline and a sound plan." By the early 2000s, Warren Buffett was not just known as the greatest investor of all time, but also as a man of immense generosity. He had always believed that wealth should serve society, not just an individual. This belief drove him to take one of the boldest steps of his life. In 2006, Warren made a monumental announcement. He pledged to give away 99% of his wealth to charity. His words were simple yet powerful. If you're one of the lucky ones to have great wealth, it's your duty to help others. Instead of creating his own foundation, Warren entrusted the bulk of his donations to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. His decision was based on his confidence in Bill and Melinda Gates' ability to manage resources efficiently and impact lives on a global scale. Warren didn't just stop at writing checks. He encouraged other billionaires to follow his lead by launching the Giving Pledge with Bill and Melinda Gates. The Giving Pledge is not about the amount of money, but about the mindset. It asks billionaires to commit to giving away most of their wealth during their lifetimes or in their wills. Warren never felt the need to flaunt his wealth. He often joked about his frugal habits, saying he had everything he needed and didn't see the point in upgrading. He still enjoyed simple pleasures like drinking 5 cans of Coca-Cola a day, treating himself to McDonald's breakfast. He still keeps exact change for his meal, playing bridge for hours with friends. Warren Buffett is not just an investor, he's a teacher. Throughout his career, he has made it a point to share his wisdom with the world. Each year, Berkshire Hathaway holds its annual shareholders meeting in Omaha, often called the Woodstock for Capitalists. Thousands of people travel from around the globe to hear Warren and his longtime business partner, Charlie Munger, discuss their strategies, mistakes, and lessons. Warren believes that anyone can succeed in life if they develop the right habits. While Warren excelled in building wealth, his relationships were equally significant in shaping his life. He maintained a deep bond with his children, despite his busy schedule. Warren has 3 children. 1, Susan Alice Buffett, Susie. She inherited her parents' passion for philanthropy and works on social causes. 2, Howard Buffett, an agriculturalist. Howard is also active in philanthropy, focusing on world hunger and conservation. 3, Peter Buffett. A musician and composer, Peter followed a creative path but remains connected to his father's values. Warren's parenting philosophy is unique. He didn't want to spoil his children with wealth. Instead, he wanted them to find their own paths. He once said, "I want to give my kids enough to do anything, but not enough to do nothing." Even in his 90s, Warren Buffett remains a student of life. He reads for hours every day, soaking up knowledge and staying curious. He once said, "The more I learn, the more I realize how little I know." His humility is a lesson for everyone. No matter how much you achieve, there's always room to grow. One of Warren Buffett's lesser-known qualities is his ability to trust people and delegate responsibility. He famously sends one letter a year to the CEOs of Berkshire Hathaway's subsidiaries, outlining his expectations. His message is clear: run your business as if it's the only one your family will ever own. This trust empowers his team to make decisions confidently. It's a lesson for aspiring leaders. Success isn't about controlling everything. It's about building a team you can trust. Warren's frugality wasn't just about saving money. It was about focusing on what truly mattered. He believed in spending on experiences and relationships rather than material possessions. Happiness isn't about how much you have. It's about how you feel about what you have. Warren has always been thoughtful about the industries he invests in. His decision to invest in Chevron, an oil and gas company, sparked discussions about environmental responsibility. While Warren acknowledged the environmental impact, he emphasized the importance of balancing economic needs with sustainability. He encouraged companies to innovate and reduce their carbon footprint while continuing to meet global energy demands. This investment reflected Warren's belief in tackling challenges responsibly rather than avoiding them. Throughout his life, Warren has emphasized the importance of integrity. He often says, "It takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it." If you think about that, you'll do things differently. This principle has guided every decision he's made. Whether it's investing billions or speaking at a conference, Warren always prioritizes honesty and trust. Now we're going to dive into the ultimate lessons you can learn from his life. These are the keys to his success, his principles, and why he continues to inspire millions around the world. If you've been paying attention, you're already closer to thinking like a successful person. Let's take a deeper look at how Warren Buffett achieved greatness, and how you can too. Before we talk about Warren's extraordinary success, let's start with something crucial: his mistakes. We all make them, but the difference between the successful and the unsuccessful is how they handle failure. Warren Buffett once said, "It's good to learn from your mistakes. It's better to learn from other people's mistakes." Warren didn't achieve his success by being perfect. In fact, he made many mistakes in his career. One of his biggest mistakes was buying Dexter Shoe Company in the 1990s. He paid $400 million for the company only to see it fail. The company eventually became worthless. But here's the lesson. Warren took full responsibility for this mistake. He didn't blame anyone else. Instead, he used it as a learning experience. He told his shareholders, "I paid too much for the business. I could have used that $400 million better." By being honest and humble about his mistakes, Warren grew stronger. He didn't let failure define him. Instead, he used it as a stepping stone toward bigger things. So, what can we learn from this? Failure is not the end. It's a lesson. The power of patience. Waiting for the right opportunity. Warren's greatest strength is his patience. He didn't rush into investments or decisions. In fact, one of his most famous quotes is, "The stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient." Warren didn't jump on every opportunity that came his way. Instead, he waited for the right moment. He once held on to shares of Coca-Cola for decades, watching it grow and watching his money grow with it. Patience was also key in his personal life. Warren didn't rush into marriage. He took his time with Susan, his first wife. And when he lost her, he didn't jump into a new relationship immediately. Instead, he focused on his work and his family. He knew that good things take time. The lesson here is simple. Don't rush. Wait for the right opportunities. Good things come to those who wait. One of the most powerful concepts Warren teaches is the idea of compounding. Compounding means that small efforts over time can lead to massive results. Warren's favorite example is compound interest. When you invest money and leave it to grow, it grows not only on your original amount, but also on the interest you've already earned. In time, this creates a snowball effect, and your money grows much faster than you would ever expect. Warren's wealth grew because he made early investments and let them grow over decades. Let's say you start with a small investment of $100. If you let it grow, just a little bit every year, by the time you're 50, it could grow to $1 million if you follow Warren's advice about the power of compounding. It's not about getting rich quickly, but about making smart choices and letting them grow over time. The lesson here is, start small, but be patient. Let your efforts compound over time. Warren Buffett has a simple set of rules that guide everything he does. He doesn't complicate things. In fact, some of his rules are so simple you might wonder why more people don't follow them. Let's take a look at some of his key rules. 1. Invest in yourself. Warren believes that the best investment you can make is in your own skills. No one can take away your knowledge, and the more you learn, the more you grow. Whether it's reading books, learning from others, or improving your skills, investing in yourself is the foundation of success. 2. Do what you love. Warren never worked just for money. He worked for passion. He loved investing, and that passion made him successful. If you love what you do, it won't feel like work. It will feel like a journey. 3. Live below your means. Despite being worth billions, Warren lives in the same house he bought decades ago. He drives a simple car and he doesn't waste money on luxury. He believes in spending wisely and saving for the future. 4. Surround yourself with good people. Warren always emphasizes the importance of having a strong, trustworthy team. Whether it's his business partners, his friends, or his family, he chooses to be around people who share his values. 5. Be consistent. Warren believes in staying consistent. It's easy to get distracted by the next big thing, but consistency pays off. He stuck with Berkshire Hathaway even when it wasn't popular. He kept investing in Coca-Cola and other companies even when no one else believed in them. These rules are simple, but they can change your life if you apply them. Start following them today, and you'll see the results over time. Let's take everything we've learned and apply it to your life. Whether you're dreaming of becoming financially successful, making a difference in the world, or just living a fulfilled life, Warren Buffett's principles can guide you. 1. Start early, but don't rush. It's never too late to start, but the earlier you start, the better. Whether it's investing, learning, or building relationships, take action now. Warren started investing when he was just 11 years old. If you're younger, start now. If you're older, it's never too late. The key is to start and be consistent. 2. Learn constantly. Warren reads thousands of pages every day. Knowledge is power, and you must keep learning. Invest time in books, videos, and podcasts that teach you new things. Every day is a chance to grow your mind. 3. Patience is the key to success. Good things take time. Don't expect quick results. Whether it's building wealth, learning a new skill, or creating a successful business, give it time. Success doesn't come overnight. It comes through consistent effort over time. Be humble and honest. Warren's success didn't come because he was arrogant or pretended to know everything. He was humble, admitted his mistakes, and always stayed true to his values. If you want to succeed, be honest with yourself, learn from your failures, and always stay grounded. 5. Give back. Warren's commitment to giving away most of his wealth is a powerful reminder that true success isn't just about money. It's about making the world a better place. Think about what you can do to help others, whether it's through time, money, or support. Warren Buffett's life is proof that anyone can achieve great things, no matter where they start. His story is about determination, learning, and patience. It's about doing things that others may not see and trusting in your own abilities. The world might not always recognize your effort in the beginning, but with time, consistency, and a solid strategy, you'll build something extraordinary. Remember, success doesn't happen overnight. It's a journey, and just like Warren Buffett, you can get there too. Now, take the first step. Start today. Your future self will thank you.